Well, welcome back to Factorio SpaceX Extreme. So we have, I've taken, we don't really need to see that. It's not going to change for a while. We don't need to just launch satellites. So I took that off. We have launched quite a few more because I found the repair to the supply train was quite simple. I just took off the memory cell, which is this one, and I planted, see that one there? Basically the idea of that blueprint is the cell in question and all of its connections are covered, so when you plant it down you get all those wiring back for free, and that fixed it and everything was hunky-dory. I have subsequently ordered the second train because if you remember we only did about half of those products. We've now done all of them, and we're back here because we need to connect up the networks because otherwise the build area can't reach far enough to completely build out our system. So we need to make these joining connections. Oh, guys, don't steal my stuff. Alright. Need to take you off. So yes, I've swapped the armor back as well for a little bit faster movement. So it sort of works, the other one, in terms of not having the robots spend quite so long surrounding me and waiting for charging, as sort of expected. I know some people try and suggest that batteries are a good thing these days. I'm not that convinced by batteries myself because they just create their own charging issue. That one should probably cover all this area. Just need to check if, no, it's not going to be far enough, but that one probably will. So really I was just going to leave it to build out, but I had forgotten to put in the roboports. The thing though is that if we look at our main base again, steel 126,000, steel actually isn't the main issue anymore. It's circuits, and it's red circuits, because we know we can increase blue production up to about 13,000 per minute, thereabouts, 12 to 13,000. So, but we can't do it unless we have lots more red. So red circuits are definitely the issue. The other thing that I wanted to quickly check on is how our module stock's going. 50,000, yeah, that one isn't used as much, but these, as kind of expected, are being hammered. And I mean that's where a lot of the red circuits are going as well, into rebuilding modules. The FTL, we've had another FTL drive. That's excellent, because they're using 8,000 of all of them, but some of these others use modules as well. So I was intending to have built out 200,000 of these for the FTL drives, but that's not to be. So I guess we'll just have to put up with the fact that the module grind might be the sort of last part of the game. But we do have a few more things to do. In addition to building out this independent steel, we need an independent red circuit build. And I think probably my best spot for it is actually maybe up here. We won't have that many trains coming from it. I guess I'll probably do a double stack like this, and I will try and increase the volume of green circuits out of here, because I have noticed that I mean at the moment they're all active. Oh, and I'll have to remember that the roboports don't cover if we have our chests right at the back. So in our red build, hang on, let me just go to the main base red circuit build, which I'm pretty happy with this build, but the thing is we do need chests at both extremes for it to work. So it's basically one of these machines can supply 4, well, it can actually supply 5.6. I think, I mean, normally when you don't have the modules in it, you need one of these can supply 6 red machines, but with modules, productivity modules and everything operating at the same speed, which is what we have here, you get the 1.4 multiplier, so times 4, because it's to a second, means that you're basically supplying sufficient I'm losing myself, my train of thought, but yeah, so normally if one of these can supply 6 of these, because that will produce 12 copper cable in 6 seconds. With modules, forgetting the speed up, the 5.5 times speed up, because that just makes math in your head hard. Basically, I mean, because all these are the same speed as well. So basically with the modules, one machine what am I trying to say? If one machine without modules is enough for, well, I can only fit 4 machines around it, I think, is where we get to. And I'm just confusing myself with maths, because if 1 is good enough for 6, then with modules and the same speed everywhere, it should be 6 times 1.4, which is 8.4, which in actual fact would mean that these could supply a lot more than they're being asked to, which is fine, as long as they're not starving the red machines. That's the main thing. And the direct insertion, or close enough to it, is important to, I mean, I could probably get rid of that and just have red inserters, but I doubt the red inserters would move enough volume, and that's why I'm using a chest. Why am I using a passive provider? Not sure. I don't actually need passive providers there, I could just use steel chests. Anyway, that's beside the point. Looking at that has slowed our UPS down, but as soon as we get away from all of that, we get a little bit of UPS back, and that's nice. So how are we going here? That guy is enough to cover all of that area. And is there a hole? This one's just waiting for that to come in place, and otherwise it looks like it will cover. Will it go? No, there is a corner down here, but that will be covered by this guy. So we should be fine. If he's powered, is he powered? Can I see a power pole here? I mean, that power pole, is that power pole going to reach him? I don't know. I don't have any power poles on me because my silly robots have gone and ripped everything out. But I mean, if need be, we can come back here and finish off that stuff ourselves manually. It's not needed though, I'd like to say. And part of the reason we're at 27 is because of our build project. So if that's the case, what do we need to establish red circuits in here? Well, we probably need roughly this sort of size, don't we? I was thinking I might actually need to landfill and then kill a bunch of these bugs. But if I don't have to kill the bugs, it'd be... well, that's starting to drop quite heavily, isn't it? If I don't have to kill bugs, that's kind of nice. So I might just sort of aim to have... it'll be slightly taller because we'll need more input lines. But if I get the train up to here, so maybe if I head towards landfill, jump back in the engineering train and head to landfill. And I'm sure these guys can finish off their little task here all by themselves. And then we'll just need to rename some stations. Right. That one can go away. Let's go to landfill. So, hull components, looking at this, it looks like life support and hull components are going to finish soon. That probably means that we need even less steel. They've probably got a bit of a move on. Yeah, that's using lots of steel, that's its main issue. So, what was the other one? Life support, that's that one. Life support, not so much on the steel, but processing units certainly, and modules. So I guess it would be nice to finish those, and here we are, very good. Right, so where did we want to go up? We want to basically put in a yet another intersection here. Okay. Oh, this would be a good time to swap out our power armor, let these guys charge up. I could even, oh, they're not even full. I could even steal that guy, because that will help. It'll take slightly longer. It's like a battery almost, having 4 of those there. I mean, a battery might be a good idea as well, but it's not what we're going to do. So let's just head along here. And this red circuit build is probably going to be the last thing we build, I guess. We're going to need less trees, as we always do. Is that far enough over? How far over can we come, really? As long as we don't come up any closer than that, just in case I decide to use that. So we could trim a little bit more of these trees off usefully. Right. Let's get this set of blueprints. Find our junction. We don't want to be that far over, so I guess I will insert it about here. And learning from past indiscretions, if you like, or errors in terms of signaling, if we get rid of those two, I think this guy will fit perfectly there, and build us one of these guys. Am I out of, it looks like I'm out of big poles. And fairly low on rail, that's probably not a good thing. Let's grab some big poles and a little bit of rail. Maybe some medium poles. Do I have some of these guys? Not obviously. Lights. Always a good move. Okay. Up we go. Now, I'll just stack that guy up there. Get our train out of the way, not that it's especially in the way, but get it out of the way anyway. Let's see, more trees. Let's keep them getting knocked down. And as we get up here, there's more trees even to get rid of. I don't know if you're noticing a difference with regard to the charging and the not having to jump out of the train quite so often. I didn't say it was going to be perfect, but I think it is a little bit better. Not as straightforward and simple as just using the FOUL mod, but FOUL as in not FOWL or FOUL, but FARL, the mod for auto train track laying, certainly is able to save you a bit of time. It is slightly against the grain of what amounts to vanilla. I mean, I know I did put in a couple of mods to help with UPS, but whoops, that's not what we want at all. Doesn't take much to slip up, back up. Slight slip at the last moment and it's all haywire. There we go. That might do for the moment. Let's jump out of the train, not go to map mode. So why aren't you charged? Because we didn't set the wiring up properly at the beginning. Back to trees and rocks only. We don't want any of this collection. That's such a handy feature to be able to select. Oh, we better deposit some of those into the wood bank. Yeah, this is such a handy feature, this whole thing, where you can filter what you're deselecting. So you can just go straight over your old build without having to carefully work around it. Awesome. Awesome stuff. They really did a great job in all of the extra features. Oh, here we go. That's annoying. So that's another little slip that I did, but never mind. Do I need these wires here? No idea. I'm just going to put them in anyway, because I haven't worked out the final details. So that sorts out our train, I think. Or is there another breach along here somewhere? And of course we're back in the 20s with UPS, but that's fine. Yes, of course there's another breach, but we'll fix that as well. So it's kind of handy we've got this G that sort of just sits there. If you recall, that G, if you're wondering, is from here, and it basically says that there is space for trains to pull in here, because if you recall, I had that system where if there was no space in the stacker here, trains would have to wait in their outposts rather than come into the main base stacker, so that I could increase the number of trains using it without needing an even larger stacker, which it worked reasonably well. Map, right. So, is this going to be the input line? Probably. I don't even know where I'm going to deploy these red circuits, that's the other thing. How am I going to get them back to the main base? Maybe I can have them come in here. Just add another row. Have 4 rows come off, because the stone and the stone brick are not heavily drawn on anymore. That was just for the science. It wouldn't surprise me if to the duration of the game, or certainly if to the end of the game the stone never moves and this one might not ever move. It wouldn't surprise me, because we are certainly getting close. Life support and hull components continue to move along at a steady clip. Astrometrics and Command keep playing leapfrog, or rather Astrometrics leaps one ahead, then Command catches up. So they may not be too long. Fuel cells may not be too long. There's just some of these others that look like taking a while. Anyway, that's just a distraction. Jump on board, let's get up here, let's work out how we are going to supply our red circuits. I think we will come out this way, so this will be kind of the left hand side input track, if you like, which probably means we've gone far too far up. Let me come over here. So basically I want something sort of like this for the input, except that instead of 2 inputs we actually need 3 inputs. And the stacker, we need that as well, so that's all actually pretty good. Do I need a radar so I can make a copy of that? Let's just see, let's get a blueprint. Go back to the map mode. Come over here. It's not going to work, is it? I'm an idiot. We need to start here instead. That would seem to work. So over here, where exactly did I want this to start? Probably down quite a bit actually, so that's where that iron is. So we need it above those. Okay, somewhere like about there. Now let's just make sure that what we have done doesn't include trying to overbuild into here, because that would be a big mistake. In fact, I might be too close to that copper altogether, and we might have to... Let me... we've got the wrong pair in, haven't we? Okay, let's swap these guys over. Always take the one you want to swap first, because if you pull him out, instant ground splatter. Done that often enough myself to know about it. Yeah, I might be a little bit close to this copper. Or not. No, I am too close to the copper. That's no good. Okay. We need to clear everything. I didn't think about that. Okay, so you looked like rail. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. That was. And we need to be substantially higher than the copper, so we have some room. Let's try that. Okay, let's see where this has gone. There's tons of room there. How high do we go? Up to about there. That should be fine, because we have all of this room to expand over into. I think I will run with this one. Oh, let's put those guys back in. I've got the wrong armor on, haven't I? Let's get away from as much stuff as we can, wait for the robots to return to us. If we'll swap the armor over, it'll need to recharge, but we'll manage. And I think we have probably run to time. Try not to overrun the episodes too much. Oh, there we go, instant recharge. I don't want to overrun the time too much, so I better halt it there. When next we join, I will have done a little bit more work in getting this basic structure, but not a lot. We'll do most of it in the next episode. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you then as we get ever closer to finishing this incredible voyage that we've started. So yes, thanks a lot guys, see you later, bye bye.